This is the Farm Monitor. For over 50 years, your source for agribusiness news and features from around the Southeast and across the country, focusing on one of the nation's top industries, agriculture. The Farm Monitor is produced by one of the largest general farm organizations, the Georgia Farm Bureau.
Well, all week long, we've been counting down the days, minutes, seconds even, until we got to see you again, and voila, here we are.
Here we are. Jennifer Parson, Ray D'Alessio with you for the next half hour, and once again, we have a lineup packed full of good features for you. Coming up, we're taking you to Market 83 in Bostwick, a cozy cafe where fresh local beef meets a nostalgic taste. Learn how Stan and Vanessa neighbors turn their dream into a delicious reality. With Georgia sweltering under record heat, this farm is a must visit. Discover how this family-owned business turned a love for ice cream into a community hotspot.
And then later, from the picturesque Savannah Harbor to hot-button issues in Washington, we're rolling through the Southern Peanut Growers Conference. Join us as we uncover the latest from this iconic event and why one producer is very concerned about the many challenges peanut producers are currently facing. These stories and so much more start right now.
Last summer, we brought you the story of Faithway Cattle, a small operation that specializes in farm-to-table beef. Well, much has changed since that story aired. As John Holcomb tells us, now you can enjoy their fresh, farm-raised beef in the form of delicious smash burgers.
Here in the small town of Bostwick lies this small, quaint market cafe, Market 83, where inside you'll find friendly faces and fresh, mouth-watering smash burgers cooked to order. It's a concept Stan and Vanessa neighbors have always loved, but thought it would look differently than it does now.
Back when we first started selling our beef, one of Stan's goals was he wanted to have a hamburger in a restaurant. And so we tried that, probably a dozen. We approached restaurants. We had restaurants approach us, and the door just felt like it kept slamming. So just one day I told Stan jokingly, I said, you know what, we're gonna have our own place one day where we can serve our own hamburgers using our ground beef.
That idea, of course, is now very much a reality for the neighbors, as they opened up the cafe last fall. According to Vanessa, it has been nothing but a dream come true, as they've gotten to put their passion and hard work ethic to good use by raising a great herd of cattle that's used to create fresh, wholesome food that people know exactly where it's from.
I told Stan, I said, well, this will give us an opportunity where we'll have a market, we can sell our beef, other local goods, and then we can have a cafe where we can serve hamburgers and hot dogs, milkshakes, and I'm a lot like I think a lot of people out there, we just have that nostalgic side to us. And again, we all know how our food is nowadays, and I just wanted a place where people could come and have a good hamburger and good quality food.
Neighbor says that business continues to thrive and says that what they found to be most important to both them and their customers is continuing to produce and offer great tasting products people know is produced locally, whether that be fresh ground beef and steaks they can take home to cook themselves or even a burger and milkshake cooked to order in their cafe.
What drives the passion for Stan and I and our goal here for Market 83 is to continue to have good food that people can come here and know that they're going to get a good meal. The quote that I use, I like, is it's a taste that you'll remember, because nowadays it is hard to go out to a restaurant and really taste the fresh quality that a lot of us are used to having when we have grown up, because we get a lot of people say, oh yeah, we grew up and we would harvest a cow and have it in the freezer, and my grandmother would have a garden and we'd always have fresh veggies to eat. So I feel like we're able to bring some of that back here at Market 83.
Reporting in Bostwick for the Farm Monitor, I'm John Holcomb.
All right, John, thanks so much. Well, let's be honest. There's no better way to beat the summertime heat than a scoop or two of homemade ice cream, right? And with more than 10 different flavors to offer, F&C Farms in Thomas County has become a popular spot for those looking for that sweet relief. Damon Jones tells you what makes their ice cream so unique and all the work that goes into making it.
With record-breaking temperatures sweeping across Georgia, agritourism spots like F&C Farms have become quite popular as they offer visitors freshly churned ice cream to help them beat the heat. It's a destination that began from a simple idea.
We just knew that we loved ice cream. We enjoy going to some of the other local ice cream places. We just love the atmosphere, and we were just we really didn't know that it was needed. So it's sort of quickly grown into what it is today, and it has become sort of an experience for people to come to.
And they have been coming out in droves since opening their doors, as has become a go-to family spot for those in the community.
It's been great. From the time they found out what this was going to be, we have had an overwhelming response from people. We've got the playground. I mean, we love, my husband and I love children anyway. We love seeing people have fun. We love having fun ourselves. And just to be able to combine that with ice cream seemed like the perfect scenario.
While the atmosphere might be what keeps them there, it's the homemade ice cream that brings them in. It's why making sure each customer gets some of the highest quality ice cream, no matter how much work it takes, is such a priority.
Usually the ice cream that you have this week or next week was made just a few days before you're going to have it. And we use our strawberries, for instance. It's right off of our farm. So, I mean, it's the fresh ingredients that we find. It's not the ice cream you would buy in the store. It's natural ingredients that we use, and it's a lot of work to keep it fresh. We make it every week, and so it's fresh coming to you every week.
And that's not the only thing that's fresh, as this family-run operation has a little bit of everything at their market, and in the fall they offer a unique U-Pig experience.
We always have the porch. It has your jams, jellies, ciders, just a different variety of things that you can't pick up at your normal grocery store. We have watermelons. We're in the middle of summer, of course, watermelons. Vegetables. In the fall, we'll have the satsumas. We'll have the U-Pig satsumas so families can come out. We provide everything you need to pick satsumas. It's a great experience.
Reporting from Boston, I'm Damon Jones for the Farm Monitor.
When we come back, from one of Georgia's favorite nuts to pressing issues in agriculture, we've got the highlights and key takeaways from this year's Southern Peanut Growers Conference. I tell you what, for the 25th celebration of the Southern Peanut Growers Conference, you could not have asked for a better location than the Westin Savannah Harbor Golf Resort and Spa. Amidst this picturesque setting, the theme of this year's conference, Rollin' on the River, each state offering its own delicious take on the nut. Georgia peanuts, of course, being my favorite, and the favorite of Joe Boddiford, chairman of the Georgia Peanut Commission.
Attendees are really enjoying it, but it's certainly a different flavor here to be in Savannah, Georgia, close to home for me, and it's just a wonderful conference, and hope we continue to do for another 25 years.
Here in Savannah, you know, it's a great food scene. I love Savannah for the food and an opportunity to get out, and then to think about the commerce that is so important to each of us here in the state of Georgia, that all of these containers put us right in touch with the rest of the world. And 3% of the volume we learned today was peanuts going through the container port here in Savannah.
Just the ability to get together and to communicate. Farmers learn more from farmers like themselves than do from most anyone else. They love researchers, but obviously they like to talk about people. What are you doing? And they obviously like to brag on their production and how can I do better? So that's the great thing about the productive aspect of farmers is they're lifelong learners. They're always looking to get better, and you won't hear them say we've always done it this way. They're looking for the next best thing to make a better product, a safer product for the public to consume.
And as peanut producers sweat through another scorching summer, things are also heating up in Washington, D.C. With the presidential election just 3 months away and talks of a new farm bill apparently at a standstill, many producers are left wondering how to navigate this time of uncertainty.
We're in tough times. We are in tough times. The input costs are too high for us to keep going with the sales price that we're getting out of our commodities. And, you know, peanuts are relatively better, but peanuts is a crop that really relies upon good rotations to continue to make good yields. And if we push that rotation, and some folks are doing it, they don't have a choice. It is of concern when you hear a grower say, I'm not concerned about next year if I don't make it through this year good. You know, the rotation issues. Rotation's not important if he's not going to be farming.
Our strongest advocates in the Congress for farm states, they do get it, they understand it, they're not in a majority, and they are working hard to educate others. But we got to figure it out soon because, as you know, we'll slide quickly into that first and second quarter of 25, and these guys will have to be getting money for the 25 crop year to farm, and it will be very difficult.
The production ag spending is only about 10% of total farm bill spending. If you do what they insist on doing, it leaves absolutely nothing for crop insurance and ARC and PLC and the other risk mitigation tools that our farmers need to actually grow the food that we all depend on. I mean, we're used to in America walking into a gas station or a grocery store and being able to buy some groceries. Well, those groceries come from the farm.
So that's the big thing that we have. How do we keep them?
So it's really important to the peanut industry. There's a lot of exciting things going on.
This year's conference didn't just focus on input costs, market prices, and politics. Another big concern, the fact that Georgia is losing more and more extension agents, not to mention the delay in filling those positions once they do leave. It's an issue Sonny Perdue, now the chancellor for Georgia's university system, acknowledged.
That is always a tough issue. Obviously, we've had probably at some time more of a deficit of county agents than we have right currently, but that nonetheless, we still lack some. And I think one of the best suggestions we heard in there this morning was to kind of grow your own. Pick out these young people with an affinity and a heartbeat for agriculture in your communities in the 10th, 11th, 12th grade that may not have the opportunity to go for farming or the capital to start farming, and help support their college education through scholarships, internships, and then with a commitment to come back to that county as a county agent. They would know the people, they know the culture of the county, they know the crops, and I think that was a great suggestion.
There's a lot of good going on, and I'm more focused on the good, I guess, but I also recognize, hey, there's some work to be done. Just like on each and every one of our farms. You know, we might have been successful with this and that and the other, but there's always room for improvement, right?
And as the conference drew to a close, each attendee, like Donald, left with a renewed sense of purpose, eager to implement the knowledge and ideas exchanged with their peers. In Savannah, for the Farm Monitor, I'm Ray DeLesio.
Well, if you've ever wondered how mass timber construction is revolutionizing the building industry, wonder no more. Up next, see the ways in which this innovative material is changing the game in commercial construction and the impact it's having right here in Georgia.
This 5-ply CLT would be supplied on most commercial job sites in, say, 8 foot by 20 foot, 5 by 40 foot, very large pieces, which are installed using cranes and construction equipment. And one of the advantages of mass timber construction is because these panels come to the job site pre-cut, the velocity or speed of construction is very high, and these buildings erect very quickly. The time to construction is on everyone's mind. In a CLT building or any mass timber building, most of the time is spent in manufacturing.
All of these panels and beams have been prefabricated, pre-drilled for all of the plumbing, intranet, electrical. That's all in place. You simply have a small crew flying these panels into place, and you really only need a parking spot for 4 or 5 people to run the crane and the tag lines to guide these panels into place. Your crane is much smaller and lighter and cheaper than if you're lifting structural steel up into the air to build a conventional building. Then you have to factor in the savings of being on the construction site for a very short period of time.
They're built like Lincoln Logs. I went to Fort Jackson, South Carolina about 2 years ago where they were building barracks out of this material, and I was amazed at how quickly that these buildings came together, because they may be putting on level 3, well then people can go on level 2 and be putting in drywall, electrical, plumbing.
Impact on the neighborhood of the concrete trucks and the bigger cranes and dozens more construction workers, those are hard to put a value on, but project developers and construction managers understand those are tangible benefits.
One of the typical approaches to designing a commercial or residential CLT building is to leave most of the wood exposed, because people enjoy the look and feel of wood, even the smell, and you can save money by eliminating those finishes in the building.
Young people, creative people, like this material. They want to live in buildings that are made of wood as opposed to buildings that are made of concrete.
I've had questions about where will this additional timber come from to satisfy the mass timber market. That's not a problem. We've been growing 40% or more timber every year in the Southeast than we harvest.
Because Georgia is such a large timber producing state, we have the infrastructure to support this kind of an industry. We have the financial resources to create these kinds of products and to enhance the economy of our state in the process. We have the academic institutions which are supported by the state, which can advance this kind of construction.
Here at Georgia Tech, for example, we're changing the curriculum in architecture and civil engineering so that students are introduced to mass timber and know how to design with mass timber.
When this does catch on and the economy scale does come up, it will definitely be a benefit for the landowner to open up new markets for their timber.
We have a market that's growing. The bottleneck today is mass timber manufacturing facilities are few and far between. That's coming. The market will answer that call.
We're one of the first states to have adopted new provisions of the Standard Building Code, which allow timber buildings now to be up to 18 stories tall. So we have the infrastructure in place. As a matter of fact, our firm is working on an 18-story mass timber building right now. So I see it as a way to lead us into a more sustainable future and a more economically prosperous future.
Finally this week, beekeeping in Georgia isn't just about producing honey. It's a crucial part of agriculture, supporting everything from breakfast cereals to almond production. From local hives to national food brands, here's a sample of how Georgia bees are making a big impact, not just locally, but nationwide.
Our processed honey is sold to a large honey packer in the Midwest, and they use it for all kinds of things like Honey Nut Cheerios and Nutri-Grain bars.
Jonathan Nixon and his wife Jessica are owners of Nixon's Fresh Honey.
The bee industry in Georgia is pretty significant.
He says it started in the 1920s, where Georgia beekeepers would primarily raise bees and sell them up north for early pollination of their crops, because the warmer climate in Georgia allows for more bee production.
There's your queen.
They start with a queen and a nucleus colony, or nuke for short. Beekeeping season usually begins at the beginning of March. And if your nukes build up enough, you could potentially have honey by June of that same year.
People think that bees are native to the United States, but they're not. They're actually a managed livestock that was brought over from Europe.
The colonists brought them to America to provide a sweetener and a wax as a light source in the form of candles.
These are your wax cappings here, and that's what we melt down for beeswax.
Today, we use them primarily for ag food production.
Use them to pollinate, watermelons and blueberries and squash and things like that.
And these Georgia bees travel too, all the way to the West Coast.
We ship about a semi and a half to California for almond pollination. It usually takes them about 3 days to get there, and then they're unloaded and set out in the fields for about a month, and then the whole process goes in reverse and they get brought back to us.
She says about 90% of the nation's bees go out to California to pollinate the almond trees.
California couldn't do the amount of almond production that they do without the help from the other states' beekeepers and from Georgia beekeepers.
And when they return from their California adventure, they go straight into pollinating watermelons.
In order to get seedless watermelons, you have to have really good cross-pollination with seeded watermelons. That pollination rate is usually about 1.5 hives per acre.
And here's a helpful tip. If it's cloudy or rainy outside, steer clear of the hive.
So when it's rainy, they're not flying. So all of the bees are in the box and they don't have a job to do. So they're not going to be very happy, and you're going to learn very quickly that it's better to just leave them alone.
But if you do get stung, don't blame these little guys. The drones, or the male bees, don't sting. So how do the Nixons avoid being stung while extracting honey?
We use smoke. Smoke masks their pheromones a little bit and kind of distracts them from what you're doing.
And once they get the honey, they bring it in here.
So this is the honey house. As the honey runs through the line here, pretty much it's uncapped with this machine. All the frames get loaded into the centrifuge, the extractor. It'll dump into the big tank on the floor, and the pipe picks it up, the pump, and pumps it into the drums. Once the drums are full, we let them sit 24, 48 hours for all the wax particles to come to the top, and then all that's skimmed off.
We all know honey is sold by weight, but do you know what else to look for when shopping for honey?
The pure honey is honey that has not been cut with any other substance. Some of the honey that you see in the store could be honey that has been cut with corn syrup.
Honey from local beekeepers is usually 100% pure. She says you also don't want your honey to be overheated because it kills all the natural enzymes. Local honey refers to honey produced by bees with nectar sources between 60 and 100 miles to where you live. So the flowers and allergens in your area would be present in the local honey you purchase. And therefore, local wildflower honey is ideal for seasonal allergies.
You're kind of microdosing yourself with pollen particles. The science behind it is that your body should get more used to those pollen particles and not react so poorly the next time that you encounter them in your environment.
It's also good as a sugar substitute.
The Tupelo honey is lower on the glycemic index, so if someone who's diabetic wants to use honey, Tupelo would be a better option for them than the wildflower honey.
So remember, look for pure, raw, local, unfiltered honey the next time you're on the hunt for this golden sweetener.
Jennifer, great job as always. Before we send you on your way, a friendly reminder that for all the latest ag news regarding food, recipes, and what's happening on Georgia farms, be sure you check out all of our social media platforms, including farm-monitor.com.
Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time right here on the Farm Monitor. Have a great week.